Hi, it's Jackie. I'm back again for a little yoga session with you. So as always, we're going to do some practice together. So if you have a yoga mat or a place where you can just stretch out on the floor, please get that. And then useful to have a couple of things, maybe a blanket or a thick towel to pad your knees. If you have a yoga block, good to have it handy. It's fine if you don't. And then if you're in a room where you can close the door, do that. And if you can turn off your cell phones and computers and things so you can have a little bit of time for yourself and you could do your practice undisturbed for the next 35, 45 minutes, that'd be great. So take a moment. We're going to start seated today. I am sitting up on a couple of blankets. So when we sit on the floor, we want to be able to lengthen our spine and sit up straight. So if you sit on the floor, if I take my blankets out and I sit down, what tends to happen is that my knees go up and my back rounds. So really helpful to lift your chest and to raise the hips up, and this can help to have keep the back more comfortable. So I'm going to prop myself up a little bit, and then when I sit, my knees are even with my hips, or even a little bit below my hips. So this makes the back round. So if you can get your knees down, that's helpful. Then just start to rock around a little bit. And go your circles, both directions. Good. And then we'll start to move the arms. So inhale your arms up over your head. And exhale your arms down. Just take a few nice stretching breaths like that. Inhale your arms up. And exhale down. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. So big inhale. And again, through the nose, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time, inhale your arms halfway up. And exhale, let your arms twist. We're going to turn so one hand touches the opposite leg, the other hand touches the seat behind you. And then inhale back to the center, both arms long. And then exhale, belly in as you turn the other way. Let your other hand rest across the lap, and then inhale, center. And again to each side. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. So as you turn your chest, also turn your head. Inhale, center. We'll go one more time to each side. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center, and then just lower your arms down. Exhale. And just a couple more times. Inhale your arms up. And down. Breathing slowly and moving slowly. Inhale up. And exhale down. And then you can stretch your legs out. Take a moment. Stretch your legs out. You can move your knees and move your ankles. And for the next part, we're going to come on to hands and knees. So you may find it helpful to pad your knees. You could sit on put a towel or a blanket under your knees. So get what you need to make yourself comfortable. We're going to come to the tabletop position. So in this position, we're going to have the hands underneath the shoulders, the hips over the knees. When you inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. And when you exhale, pull your belly in and fold down so the elbows touch and the hips sink back and the head bows. And then come up to inhale, lift your chest. And then pull back again, exhale, rounding back. The elbows touch down, the hips sink back. Inhale, rising up. So again, exhale, fold your hips back. And on this inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. So come up, lift your right leg. And on your exhale, fold, put your knee down and fold back.
And then inhale, lift your left leg and your chest. Exhale down, fold back. So come up, lift your right leg again. And on your exhale, put your toes down on the floor and pull your belly in. We're going to try to hug in the belly. And we're going to lift and lower that leg a couple times. We're going to try to think about this abdominal engagement. So on your inhale, let your foot lift up and your chest and maybe your eyes lift. And on your exhale, pull your belly in and lower slowly that foot down to the floor. You might feel your low back round slightly. And then inhale, lift your foot and your chest. And then touch your toes back down, exhale. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift your leg. Now exhale, put your knee down, fold your hips back. See what you notice in your hips. And then come up on the inhale and lift your left leg. And then exhale, touch your toes down. So, the lifting the leg, not so difficult, but can you think about hugging your belly in? So inhale, lift your chest and your foot a little bit. And then hug your belly in. As the back rounds, the foot lowers down, almost like your abdomen is doing that. And then inhale, lift your leg. And then do that again. Exhale. And then inhale. The leg lifts, the chest lifts. And then exhale, put your knee down and fold back again. And then inhale, come up to the tabletop. And we're going to do that same movement, but we're going to add the opposite arm. So I'm going to take my right leg back again and put the toes on the floor. And then take your left arm forward. And on your inhale, lift your foot. Now pull your belly in so your back rounds and lower your straight arm and leg down toward the floor a little bit. And then inhale, lift your chest and your leg and your arm kind of float back up. So the movement comes from your belly. So exhale, pull your belly in, foot lowers, hand lowers, the leg and the arm are straight. And then inhale, lengthen back out. One more. Exhale, belly in. And inhale, back up. And then lower your hand, lower your knee. Fold back. Maybe you shake the right wrist out a little bit. And then inhale, back up. Fold back one time just to stretch out your back. And then come up on your inhale. Take your left leg back. And then the right arm's going to go forward. Again, we're going to try to move from the abdomen. So eyes look down on the floor. Inhale, lift your foot. Now exhale, pull your belly in, and the hand and the foot just lower toward the floor. They might touch, they might not. And then inhale, lift your chest, things lengthen back out. Again, exhale, belly in, hand, foot lower down a little bit. Inhale, lengthen back out. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Now this exhale, put everything down. Put your hand down and your knee down. Fold your hips back, and if you like, you can shake your left wrist. And then come up, and you can put your elbows down. Maybe nice to circle the wrist or massage the wrist. And this is a movement called puppy pose, so you can wag your tail. And then push yourself back up onto your hands. Tuck the toes under. Please push up to downward facing dog. And we'll hold dog pose for a bit. It's a nice symmetrical stretch. So a little bend in the knees can be nice. If you push your hips, your hands down, you may feel your hips lengthen up. And then if you like, you can kind of pedal out your legs. Doesn't matter if your heels touch the floor. And then please come down to your knees. And we're going to stand up on the knees for the next movement. So if you can tuck your toes under here, feel free to pad the knees more if you need to. And then we're going to inhale the arms up over the head. So this time forward and up. Inhale your arms up. And here we lift the chest. We lift the arms, lift the eyes. Exhale down, smooth and slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale down, smooth and slow. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale down, kind of open up the front of the hips and maybe even feel this in your low back a little bit. So one more time, up.
And then exhale down. And then we're going to do a little sequence where we put these movements together, including this one and the downward facing dog. So this is called lightning bolt, lifting the arms up. So when we get to that part, you'll know. So put your hands on the floor, take an in-breath, lift your chest. Exhale, pull your belly in again and fold back. Just focus on that abdominal engagement. Inhale up to tabletop, lift your chest. Tuck your toes under, exhale, belly in, push up to downward facing dog. On the inhale, lower back down to your knees, lift your chest. Pull your belly in back to child's pose again. And now we're going to lift up to that lightning bolt pose. So lift all the way up with your arms. And exhale all the way back down to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop, lift your chest. Here we go, downward dog. Exhale, pull your belly and push up to downward dog. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest. Exhale, child's pose. And then arms to the sky, lightning bolt, lift up. Exhale all the way down, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to your knees. Now exhale, child's pose, and this time you might enjoy just staying in child's pose. So you can let your head rest on your hands, or stacking the fists up is a little technique you can use. And if you're just a big fan of downward dog, you can come up to your hands and knees and push up to dog pose and hold that for a few breaths if you like. So either child's pose or downward dog. Something that you can just breathe a little smoother. And then please come to your knees from wherever you are. So we're going to do a little side bending movement while we're standing on our knees. So I'm going to face this way. My feet are tucked under. I'm going to take my right leg out to the side so that my foot faces forward and my right hip, the other hip is straight over my knee. So if I take my foot over too far, it skews my hip over. We want this hip to be straight. So come to the position where this hip is straight, and then inhale both arms out to the side and up. See how your balance is here. And then exhale both arms down. Pull your belly in. Soften your eyes down. Good. Inhale up again. Now this exhale, take the right arm over to your leg and let your left arm kind of go over your head. And then inhale back up. Lift the right arm back up. We'll do that a couple of times. So exhale over toward the straight leg and this arm go over your head. Inhale back up. Again, exhale it over. Inhale back up. And the next time we're going to go over and stay in that side bend. So let your right arm come down, your left arm come over. And on your inhale, lengthen your left side, your left arm a little bit more. And on your exhale, take the hand that's up in the air behind your back and turn your head and look down at your right foot. And then slowly inhale the left arm back up and reach it over your head. Exhale, pull your belly in, lower the arm down, tuck it behind your back, look down. And one more time, inhale, reach it over your head. And tuck your hand behind your back, look down. And just keep the left hand behind your back and come up. And then you can put that knee back down on the floor. So before we do all of that to the other side, we're going to do a slightly different movement, still thinking about our hips. So put your hands down to tabletop position again and fold your hips back on the exhale. Move your hands out a little further forward. And on the inhale, come up to tabletop and then shift the hips forward. You can bend your elbows a little bit as you do that. And then exhale, shift your hips back, pull your belly in. Like extended child's pose, this is called. And then inhale forward, and you can let your hips come forward. So watch your cats and your dogs. This is upward dog. The knees are on the floor for this version. Exhale back. One more time, coming forward.
all the way back. And then push up to stand on your knees again, and we'll do the side bend to the other side. So let your left foot go out to the side. And you want this, again, this leg that's on the mat, this hip to be straight over your knee, so it's not way off to the side. So, and some people like tucking the toes of that bent knee under. It's helpful for balance for some people. So inhale your arms out to the side and up. Let's see how this side feels. So we're going to exhale the left hand over to the leg, and this time we're going to let the right arm go over the head. And then inhale back to the center and lift. And then over again, exhale. And to the center, lift. So pull in your belly, exhale over, hug. Inhale, lift. So the next time we're going to hold that and do the other thing with the right arm. So exhale over. Now, inhale, reach more. Exhale, take that right hand behind your back and look down at the left leg. And then inhale your right arm back up, and you can reach, reach, reach. Exhale it down behind your back, look down, belly in. One more. Inhale, lift your arm, reach. Maybe you look up. Exhale your hand behind your back, look down. And then inhale back to the center. Good, and then you can put that knee down again, and we'll repeat that same movement. So bring your hands to the floor. Exhale back. Inhale to tabletop. This time when you fold back, walk your hands out a little further forward. And then inhale up, and we'll shift the hips forward, letting the elbows be slightly bent so the shoulders are dropping down. Maybe the chest and the eyes lift. And then exhale back, belly in. And again, coming forward, inhale. And back on the exhale. And this time, just inhale up to all fours, tuck your toes under, find downward facing dog. All these dog movements, puppy dog, downward dog. Maybe both knees bend a little bit. You can stretch your back. Couple of breaths. You're welcome to stand up now if you like, or you can stay in your downward dog for a few more breaths. And then please come up to standing. And then if you do pad your knees, you can move that out of the way. And once you're standing, you can make some circles with your shoulders. See how it feels to stand on your feet. It may feel nice to jiggle things a little bit. And then we'll swing a little bit. So let your feet come out about shoulder width apart. We're going to let the arms swing and the head turn. Hips turn. This is called empty coat sleeves or empty shirt sleeves. Like a little kid being playful. Okay, and then we're going to do a little forward folding movement. So if you can step your feet about shoulder width apart, I'm going to turn to the side so you'll be able to see my back. I'm going to step my feet out to the edges of my mat. Touch the sides of your hips with your hands. Take a nice in-breath. And on the exhale, take a bow, so almost like a squat. We're going to bend the knees, and we're going to let the hands slide down the legs and the upper body bow down. And on the inhale, slide back up to standing. So do that again. Bend your knees, send your hips back, bow halfway down with your chest. And then inhale up to standing. The next time we're going to stay down, and when I say lift, I'm going to do cactus arms. So I'll turn to face this way now, so you'll be able to see. So touch your body, take an in-breath. Exhale, bend the knees, bow down halfway. And then stay on the inhale. As you lift your chest, lift your arms like a cactus, bent elbows. And then exhale, lower your arms back down, bow down a little bit again. Do that again. Inhale, lifting the chest. And then exhale, bow down, and then come back up to standing on your in-breath. This time we're going to go down and do that for 3 breaths. So you can bend your knees more or less and bow less if you hurt your back. So exhale down. Inhale, cactus arms, lift the chest.
Belly in as you bow back down. Hands touch your legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Knees are bent here. Exhale, bow. Can we do the next one just a little slower? So inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. And then please stand back up. You can step your feet in, give them a little shake. Shake your hands, shake your arms. Maybe things jiggle a little bit. Good. And then we're going to do the feet a little bit wider. We'll do a couple of movements in the warrior two position. So for this pose, the feet are wide, and the right foot turns out 90 degrees. And then when we do the movement, the right knee is going to bend. Since we always want to make sure our knees are in a safe position, when you bend the knee, your knee should be right over your heel. Yeah, so if it sticks out over your toes, step your feet out wider or bend your knee less. On the exhale, straighten your front leg, touch your belly, get that hugging and feeling in your belly. And then inhale, we're going to stretch the arms out to the side as we bend the knee. Exhale, straighten your leg, let your arms reach up over your head. Belly in here. And then inhale, drop into the pose, arms halfway down, maybe your head turns to the right. Exhale, straighten your leg, lift your arms, belly in. Inhale, bend the knee, drop into the pose. Good, exhale. Now we're going to hold the pose, so take the bend in the knee. On the exhale, let the shoulders get a little softer. On the inhale, turn the palms open, and you can have your head straight. Exhale, let the elbows bend and the belly hug in. Little bend. And then inhale, where can you lengthen? Again, your arms, your chest, your neck. Exhale, hugging, elbows soften, shoulders drop down. Inhale, things get long. So one more, exhale, belly in, soften the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the arms back out, and see how that's feeling for your shoulders to have the palms up. Maybe you like it that way, or the palms turn down, and then maybe you look over your right fingertips. Keep breathing. When you get to your next exhale, lower your arms, and then straighten that front leg. Turn the feet forward. And a little bit like that bow we did earlier, we're going to take a couple of bows with the knees bent. So please touch the sides of your body with your hands. On the exhale, bend your knees and just bow forward, letting your hands slide down your legs. You might just go halfway down, and then inhale, knees bent as you come back up. Or if it feels comfortable for you, on the exhale, bend your knees, bow down, and you can let your head hang down a little bit. And then on the inhale, lift your hands first and come up with a flat back. One more time like that. Exhale, bow down halfway or all the way if it's comfortable for you. Inhale, slide your hands up first and then come up with a flat back. And then we'll do the warrior two pose on the other side. So let the left foot turn out 90 degrees. Take a test bend in that knee. Does that feel like about the right distance? You want more bend, or make sure your knee's right over your heel. It can be behind the heel, but just not sticking out over your toes. And then exhale, straighten your leg, touch your belly, hugging in the belly. So inhale, bend your knee, let your arms float out. Good. So we're going to exhale, straighten the leg, arms up, belly in. Inhale, bend the knee, lower the arms halfway down. Maybe the head turns. Exhale, straighten the leg, lift your arms, belly in. Inhale, bend the knee, arms halfway down. Exhale. Inhale. Good. So one more exhale, and then we'll hold the pose. So inhale, bend the knee, come into the pose. So exhale, let the shoulders get softer. And when you inhale, turn your palms open. How does that feel? So exhale, let the elbows get a little softer. Hug the belly in. And then inhale, lengthen back out. Good. Exhale, bend the elbows, pull the belly in. Inhale. Where do you feel the length? Your arms, your spine. Exhale. One more inhale, and we're just going to hold. So you could keep the palms up, Maybe turn the palms down, maybe turn your head. Maybe soften the shoulders again. You can bend that front knee, the left knee a little more, a little less. And then on an exhale, bring your arms down, turn your feet forward. So the toes point forward, even in toward the center with the toes. And this time, instead of doing the up and down bow, we're just going to bow and hold. So bend your knees and bow down. You could just hold here, or you can let your head hang down and just let your feet, hands touch the floor, or you could hold on to your elbows and let your head hang down. Both are nice. So elbows are fine, and you can touch the floor if you like. If you are holding your elbows, then switch the way you crossed your elbows. Rock a little bit if you like. And then please inhale, bend the knees and lift your chest, look up. Exhale, as you pull the belly in, walk your hands up to your hips and then back up to standing slowly. And then you can step your feet back in, give things a little shake. Maybe you're swinging. All right, and then we're going to take a moment to just stand tall. So stand in the mountain pose, your palms open, your shoulders soft, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes for a moment, just checking in. What awareness do you have of your breath or your body? And then we'll come back down onto the floor to lie down. So come to lie down on the floor. I'm just going to check my camera for a second. Good. Okay, so I'm going to lie back down on the floor. And maybe it feels nice to just hug your knees into your chest and rock. Circle your ankles. Maybe shake the feet. Nice after we've been standing. And then if you put your feet on the floor for a moment, you can just rest the legs with the knees bent. Let your hands be palms down by your sides. And on the in-breath, we're going to lift the arms up over the head. As you exhale and lower your arms down, hug your belly in. So here, maybe the action is to kind of push your back toward the floor, and you get that hugging in feeling. Inhale your arms up, and you might feel that slight lift of the ribs or the arch in your back. And then exhale your hands down, hug your belly in. Now, please pick your feet up off of the floor, draw your knees into your chest, and this time as you lift your arms over your head, also lift your legs up toward the ceiling. So feet up. And then as you bend the knees, lower your arms, pull your belly in. And we'll do that a couple of times. So inhale everything up. Exhale everything down. Moving slowly with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then let your left foot come to the floor. Hug your right knee toward your chest. And it may feel nice to rock a little bit here. And we're going to do a little reclined twist. So the right knee is going to stay in and the left leg is going to stretch out onto the floor. For this movement, you may, if you have a pillow or a block or a blanket, put it over by your left hip. And hold on to the bent knee with the opposite hand. That should be your left hand. And let your right arm just stretch out to the floor. Take an in-breath. And on your exhale, just begin to pull the knee across the body. So can you do it with your leg and your belly, not pulling with your hand? So you may only go a little bit, and that may be enough, or maybe your hip comes up off of the floor. So see where you want to go. And if you want to let the left hand just rest on your leg, just be mindful of any pulling. Don't use your arm to do the movement. And then just find a spot where it's interesting. That's enough. And maybe you notice this right shoulder, hopefully it's still on the floor, or you're not straining your shoulder. Bringing the arm down lower can be nice for some people, so find the spot that's good for you, and then just hold the pose for a few breaths. So you might be resting your leg on that block or something, or not. It's okay. Some deep breath. Inhale, feel the chest expand, and on the exhale, can you still hug the belly in? Takes a little effort here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Big breath. Exhale. And then please inhale your knee back to the center and put that foot on the floor. You can bend the other knee and just take a moment to get your shoulders and hips situated so they're even. And before we do that twist to the other side, we're going to lift our hips up a few times in the bridge pose. So if you bring your hands palms down by your side, and the in-breath this time we're going to lift the hips up. Maybe that feels nice after that twist. And on the exhale, lower your hips back down. Please look straight up for this part so your head is not turned. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. We'll do that one more time. So you can lift up a lot or a small amount. Lift on the inhale. And down on the exhale. And now pull the left knee into the chest. Go ahead and stretch the other leg out onto the floor. And again, if you have support like a block or a pillow or something to put on that side, you can place some support there. So again, we're going to hold on to the bent knee with the opposite hand. So right hand and the left arm is going to stretch out to the side. And then just begin to guide that knee over into whatever point you feel like you can hold. So it could be not very much. And then you can use your belly and your legs to go over, and maybe you find that support with your leg, maybe not. So is the left shoulder comfortable? Is it on the floor? If it's way up in the air, you may want to roll back out of the twist a little bit so your shoulder's comfortable. And then holding in place, maybe 3 big breaths. Inhale, chest. Exhale, hug the belly in. Inhale, chest. Exhale, belly in. Let's do one more breath like that. Inhale, chest. Exhale, belly in. And then please inhale back onto your back. And again, feet flat. And we'll do the bridge pose. A few more repetitions. So scoot things around, hips and shoulders even, palms face down. You want your heels and your hips in line so the feet aren't touching. They're a little bit apart. Please inhale, hips up. You can push the heels into the floor to lift up. And then as you lower down, we're still focusing on that abdominal engagement. And a couple more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. This last one, if you want to stay up for a few breaths, you're welcome to come up and stay. So inhale, lift, or if you want to just come right on down, you can come down and hug your knees into your chest. But if you're holding some nice deep breath, I like sometimes to bend the elbows and push the elbows down to lift the chest a little bit more. So that's a nice technique to get a little lift in the chest. One more breath. And then please exhale down. And if you haven't already, you can pull your knees up into your chest and rock a little bit, circling the ankles. Some people like lifting the chest up here. Nice little stretch after that. And then we're going to lie in a comfortable position for Shavasana, the relaxation pose. So if you could begin with that bend in your knees and maybe resting the hands on the belly. If you're comfortable, just close your eyes and begin to settle, to let go of any effort to breathe any particular way, just trying to find a comfortable position for your shoulders and your hips. So it may feel nice to just keep the knees bent or to grab a blanket or a pillow to place under the knees so that when you stretch out flat, you feel comfortable. If you stretch out flat and it feels fine for you, that's fine. Just stretch out flat. And then maybe you like having the hands touching the body, or you like the palms open by your side. Both are nice. This one's open, receptive. This is perhaps comforting to have your hands touching. Just so be comfortable. Get a blanket to put on top of you if you're cold, or something to put under your head. I like to take my blanket and put it over my hips here so that it feels feels like a weight. It's kind of grounding. So whatever's helpful for you. Let go. You can begin to rest. And I encourage you to allow your rest to last 10 minutes if you can, 5 minutes if you have to go somewhere, but try at least 12 breaths. Just settling in, finding some comfortable position for yourself. Closing the eyes. As we settle, I'll say a little closing message, a little prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be at ease. So again, please continue to let your body rest. Give yourself another 5-10 minutes. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Namaste.